now I want to also make a switch to children. I'd love us to talk about your children's book series, the Bella Santini Chronicles.
Yay.
Before we started, you said the second part will be released very soon. But can you tell me about this book series? What inspired you to write this book series?
So I just started writing books because I like writing. And what I realized about halfway into the first book was that I was writing my life lessons. So the things we talked about today were being written into the story.
Yeah.
And the story kept growing and growing. And I'm writing book 5 right now.
Wow.
And book 3 is in illustration. Book 4 will go to editing soon. So it's like they're churning out. Each book is a little deeper dive into perspectives and mirrors and victim and feeling all of your feelings. And the reason I'm so passionate about these books is I realize if my grandfather, if my dad, if my ex-husband, any one of us had learned these things as a child, life could have been really amazing for all of us.
Yes. And that's why we have you right now, right? Sharing this story with us so that our children can know about it already from a very early age, and also start knowing how to work with their emotions, work with their feelings, and also dive into the magical world, because you say everyone has magic in them, or everyone is made of magic.
Yes, everyone has magic, and it's love. Love is the magic. And the books are promoted on my website as a possible way of stopping teen suicide. Because I know from my father's behavior, I know from my ex-husband's behavior, and I know from my behavior that underneath substance abuse, suicide, and self-harming is escaping painful feelings.
Yes.
People get overwhelmed by sadness, despair, grief. They have these feelings that they don't know that if they face, the feelings will flow, and they might revisit, but they're going to flow again. And they get locked into a prison of substance abuse or suicide. There's no escape from suicide. So it is my hope, my dreams, my heart, my mission to teach children about emotional triggers and about how to face feelings so that they can grow up without needing to escape.
Yes. And you are doing it in a wonderful way by packing everything in a fairy tale, book, with illustrations and, beautiful, attractive pictures and wordings, easy to read. And then, people or teens are being able to, read it, and it impacts their life and also helps you to impact the teen suicide rates. That's the mission.
I hope so. And it's an engaging tale. People want to know, well, what happens next? And it's not like the characters say, you have to face all your feelings. It's just in a discussion between characters, it's discussed. Why is it important to face all your feelings?
Yes.
So kids aren't told, you have to do this. They absorb this seed through reading, and it blossoms within them.
Dear friend, you can grow your personal and business brand by creating a strong network through podcasting. Create real human connections, have the ability to share your story and interesting point of view. To get started, you can make use of the special offer for friends of this podcast, which is on kitcaster.com/mirror. kitcaster.com/MIRROR. The link and further instruction or details will be found in the show notes for this episode. Thank you. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or whatever platform you listen to this on. Thank you. So for parents out there, what suicide warning signs can they watch out for in order to help their children?
There are a number of warning signs. When a child is, they change their behavior. So they're not eating or they're unable to sleep. When a child says anything like, the world is better without me, or I should end it all.
Yeah.
Those are when a child is saying those things, and it might not be to a parent, it might be to a friend. And a friend's parent may overhear it. That is a huge warning sign. So feelings of isolation, which is really hard in COVID. During lockdown, that brought up isolation quite a bit.
Yes.
Isolation, when social media is the only social outlet for kids, that's a worry.
Yes.
Because social media, while it has good aspects, bullying is a big thing on social media for kids. So when that's their only social outlet, that's a problem.
Yes, it's very toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very toxic.
And feeling like they don't belong. There are a lot of kids. I was a kid who felt like I don't belong in anything.
Yeah. And what made you feel that? What made you feel like you did not belong in anything?
Well, sometimes when children are born with higher frequency, higher vibrations, they're from, they have thought patterns that are of higher frequency, basically. So they're not understood by people. And that's something that's happened to me all my life. It's like people, I would say something and people would add their perception of what I said and assume that that's their perception is how I said it, which it wasn't. And so I could say something 100% heartfelt, but it would be taken as manipulative. And I have to remind myself that we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are.
Yeah.
And so when someone accuses me of being manipulative, I realize that says something about who they are, not something about who I am.
Yeah.
Because that's the perception they're bringing to the situation.
That's true. Yes, that's very true. So how can parents, build emotional resilience in kids? Like for young kids, like, starting out in life, how can parents help them to build up, their emotional resilience?
I just did a post for Instagram for that. So 5 tips for building emotional resilience in kids.
Wow.
Number 1, listen to them and pay attention to them, because that tells them that they matter. If we hand them a cell phone to play with because we're so busy, that is not giving them the message that they matter.
Yes.
So pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And when you can let go of your expectations of who your child should grow up to be
Mm.
and allow the child to be who they are.
Mm.
And I don't know if this happens in Germany,
Mm.
but in America,
Yeah.
a lot of times there's, you know, our family has always been doctors, and we're a doctor, and I'm a doctor, and you're going to be a doctor. But
Mm.
maybe that child has a real proclivity for writing, and they have a message that they can share with the world.
Yeah.
So let go of your expectation of who
Yes.
your child should be and let them be who they're meant to be.
True.
And number 3 was, oh gosh, I may have to double check. I can't
Yeah.
remember what number 3 was. It was, be vulnerable.
Oh. Okay. How come be vulnerable?
Because a kid who's being bullied, let's say, when they see their parents as, really strong and unapproachable,
Mm.
then they're maybe not going to talk to their parents about what's happening
True. Yeah.
because they don't see a connection.
Mm.
But when a parent can be vulnerable and share with their child
Mm.
what they felt as a kid when
Yes.
they were bullied,
Yeah.
that opens up the conversation. It opens up a channel of communication that wasn't there before.
So we have to be open and vulnerable, like with the children, and
Yeah, with our
yes, with our
children.
children. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And teach them to feel all of their feelings.
Mm.
So, parents, they're stressed and they've got a lot going on,
Mm.
and a child is crying, they're going to go to, hey, don't cry.
Yes.
That's not a really powerful message to give to your kids. So what you can say is, hey, I know you're feeling badly, and it's good for you to feel your feelings,
Mm.
but check in. Are you being neutral with your feelings?
Mm.
Have you felt it, be aware of it, felt it, acknowledged it, and then allowed it?
Mm.
And so just by teaching that one thing,
Yeah.
they're setting their kids up for well-being.
Yes. So teaching our kids how to process their emotions, how to process their
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And instead of suggesting that they repress their feeling.
Mm. Yes.
Because in America, when I was a kid, girls weren't supposed to be angry and boys weren't supposed to cry. So
Yeah.
those weren't the healthiest suggestions for healthy kids.
Wow.
Yeah. But our parents didn't know.
Mm. Yes. When you know better, you do better, right? And
Exactly.
now we know better, we can do better.
We can do better now.
You're right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then read to your kids. Because
Yes.
that's like, really building a compassionate communication between you and your kids.
Yeah.
And of course, I say read the Bella Santini Chronicles to your kids because that'll help you build the emotional resilience.
Of course, that's highly recommended for every parent out there. Like, get a copy of Bella Santini Chronicles and read it to your kids. When the second part comes out, buy it also. Third part is coming out very soon also. Buy and read it to your kids. And that way they become strong emotionally. And they're able to, face the world and, stand out strong and bold. Yes.
Yeah. And when they can do that, they're able to bring their gifts to the world. And we need all the gifts. This world needs all the gifts that it can handle. Yeah.
That's true. Yes, yes. And talking about, when you know better, you do better. You offer this mentoring program, and you also have this online course entitled "Live, Love, and Laugh," and these are means of us, to know better and to do better also. So, can you tell me about these programs that you offer, this online course and the mentoring?
So I say I teach the same thing, whether it's in my online program, in my books, or in mentoring. So how to shift your perspective, how to be with your emotions, how to access curiosity, playfulness, and wonder, and self-trust and self-love.
Yeah.
Because without that whole menu, you're not whole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what you offer in the mentoring program as well as in the online course also. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I say it is, for people who can do it themselves, they can just read the books. And
Ah,
then
okay.
people
Yes.
who need a little help can take the class, and people who need more help can do the mentoring.
Mentoring, yes. But earlier in the online course, I was going through it, and I had to do it a little bit about playfulness, like connecting with your inner child, and being. Yeah, so how do we do that? How can we connect to our inner child? How can we become much more playful in our inner life? For example, maybe not childish but playful. Yes. How can we do that?
Yeah, there's a difference between being childlike and childish. Childish is being selfish and self-centered, but childlike is being in wonder. So I'm going to ask all the listeners and you to close your eyes. Unless you're driving. Don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Please don't close as if you're
If you
driving.
can, close your eyes
Yeah.
and take a deep breath. And I want you to think about a time in your childhood when you just felt wonderful and you were laughing and giggling and having so much fun. And think about that time and breathe. Feel the feelings that you were feeling at that time and breathe. Now imagine that you've stepped through a door and you're in a magical playground. And in this playground, you can do whatever you want. You can ride a bike. You can swing on a swing. You can play basketball. You can do whatever you could fly through the clouds like a bird if you want, because this is a magical playground. And I want you to run through that door and spend 5 minutes playing. And of course, we're going to stop this now because
Yeah.
we don't have a whole hour to do this.
No, no, no.
But that is just a sample of one of the meditations that's part of my class, where I'm tapping people into the feelings of playfulness. And by listening to that meditation, so that meditation is available on my website. You don't have to do the course to get it. It's the childlike play meditation. When you download it, if you do, then listen to it every day for 21 days. And it's only 15 minutes. It's not that long.
Yeah.
But it's 15 minutes of really tapping into that inner joy, that inner playfulness, and allowing it to be part of your life now.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome. I'm going to place the link to your website in the show notes of this episode. So I encourage everyone to copy the link or click on the link and download the meditation and practice it. Like, it's very useful. Like, the short one we did just right now was very effective for me. So I encourage everyone to do the whole 15 minutes every day for 21 days. That would be awesome. That would be great. Yes.
Thank
So
you, Toby.
so talking about your website, what's the best way to connect and work with you? In case there's someone out there who is still, hungry to learn more, to know more, and to connect and work with you, what's the best way to do that?
So they can email me at angela@angelalegh.com. And or they could go through the website and contact me. That'll email me at angela@angelalegh.com.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's a blog. My blog will help people. So, really, if you want, before you start paying me money, read the blog and download the free meditations. Try those. If you find value in them, come back and do something that you're buying. You don't have to, in order to learn from me, you don't have to pay me.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's like very generous of you. And that's very awesome. Yes. Thank you so much, Angela, for everything I've been able to learn from you today. I learned about your life story, which is very touching. I learned about the power of forgiveness. I learned about, letting go of those repressed feelings and emotions. I learned about, surrendering to life. I learned also about, how, building emotional resilience in kids can help to reduce suicide rates in teenagers or kids generally. I really appreciate it. And so much more things I've learned from you actually. But if I start listening, then it's going to be another episode already. So thank you so much. I really appreciate everything that you've taught me today. Thank you.
And I appreciate you. It is so much on my heart to help kids and to start from zero and try and get the book out and convince people that, hey, this book can make a difference in your kid's life.
Yes.
People like you who give me the ability to speak, you are doing so much, and I so appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, you made it to the very end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I'm grateful for your time, your love, and your contributions. Subscribe, like, review, and share this podcast. God bless you. Bye.